The word that really hit home with me today is indifference. And that is something that plagues all of us, and something that we will all need to fight against with more force as the weeks go by, because the effect of the Trump administration, the Trump regime, and the corruption and the attempts to further degrade our democracy, rule of law, guardrails, um, normal order in life, and by design, is that will feel, uh, uh, hopefully, that our empathy is being challenged, and to be indifferent to the suffering of other humans, whether they be schoolgirls in Tehran or in Iran, anywhere. If they were innocents on a bridge in Iran, if they are children in Gaza, or if they are people living in Israel and having the most obscene violence visited upon them, as they did a couple Octobers ago, um, on October 7th. We will. It's human nature in our busy world, as things accelerate with AI and the flow of information, the pace of news stories, and all of those things. Everything seems to be moving more quickly, and can feel like it's spinning out of control. And it's easy to lose sight of the suffering of others, particularly when they're at great distance, uh, like um, like what's happening in Iran, a country with 90 some odd thousand, 90 some odd million people, and it feels remote to us, even with the constant coverage. Certainly, with your president talking about it incessantly in increasingly unrealistic terms, lying more each and every day, every hour, perhaps, about what exactly is going on there. He's swearing at the Iranian leaders and threatening them, Straits of Hormuz in 48 hours, and then bomb you back to the Stone Age and fire and brimstone and all sorts of things that that are would be repulsive behavior coming from anyone. From an American president, it's despicable, and that's a word that comes up frequently when describing the behavior of our president, our elected leader, someone who works for us and believes he was brought to us by divine intervention or some other QAnon thing. I don't really know what he believes, but most of what he believes is wrong, and all of it is crude. And even if it were interesting, he would lie about it and make it less so. So I guess I'm just going to leave you with indifference. Pope Leo, of course, said it in a much more beautiful uh, indifferenza, you know, in Italian. And in Italian, everything sounds better. Of course it does. It's a beautiful language. And to hear it spoken in Italian by a man that spent so many years speaking predominantly Spanish, who was born in Chicago, he's an impressive guy, and he's the entire. It was a message tailored to leaders in general, to the wealthy, and particularly to Donald Trump, you know, who has the power to do something about the suffering. It started the first day he was in office. He was slashing aid to poor people in Africa. I think he knew before he got into office that they were mostly black and brown people in the countries that he was slashing aid to, not to white South African farmers, and certainly not to Swedes. There was no food assistance cut to anybody in Finland, Norway, Sweden, or the white farmers in South Africa. But for many other populations, they were attacked for no other reason except for their skin color, and that was day effing one, and it's continued at pace every single day. So find some way to push back against indifference. That's just to get back to neutral. So many people need help, and if you're in the position to do so, then thank you, and yes. But just, so we don't get, so we're not turned to stone, not made cold by indifference, that we can't empathize, and we don't have the capacity to feel that anymore. Because if we do, then we're no better than a chatbot, a less intelligent chatbot. We're not. You're not really, I guess, at that point, if you don't have empathy, and then you have nothing at all, and that is the effect of, on a broken record, the Project 2025 is stripping out all of those protections. That's part of the game plan. That's what they came to do. They are trying to, the Pam Bondi out, yay, we're, cheers. Kristi Noem back to Dakota, John Thune to greet her, most handsome coward in Washington. But all of these things that make us less so, also the corrosive effect that we've talked about before of the corruption, also because we're only one human, collective action makes us stronger, but each and every one of us is only human, and every human has a not infinite capacity of emotion, perhaps. I'm a part of Sociopaths Anonymous myself, so we learn to just turn a switch, and then you get to business. But for real humans, thinking humans, it's like a gas tank, and you are being hit from all sides with too much news, too much information, too much stress at home and at work, and then you turn on the news and you say, "Why did I turn on the news?" But there are people you can see in 4D, 5D, 6D, um, suffering and dying. You know, we see it more. We can we see it more frequently now, but as humans, do we see it any more clearly? That's the dilemma. So, in any case, in any case, excuse me, um, uh, Easter, Easter out, Palm Sunday out, and hopefully indifference out, or at least kept under control. We're only human, but think about it when you wake up in the morning. And is there a way that by pushing a human frailty like the compunction to be indifferent to the suffering of other humans, is there some way that you can reverse that in a way that's productive and helps one other person? Thought. Appreciate you. Have a beautiful night. Thank you for your time, and we will catch up with you sometime tomorrow.